One day I saw our office cleaner crying in the corner. I almost walked away like I always do. But this time, something inside me said, "Stop." I work in a big office. Many people work here every day. People type on their computers. People talk about work. People laugh with friends. It is always busy. Every morning I arrive at 9 a.m. I take my coffee. I sit at my desk. Then I start my work. Everything feels normal. Everything feels the same. But there is one person I never really notice. She is our cleaner. Her name is May. I see her every day, but I do not really see her. She wears a simple uniform. She ties her hair back. She carries a small cart. She cleans the floor. She cleans the desks. She takes out the trash. She always moves quietly. She does not talk much. She does not stop. Sometimes she smiles. But her smile is small and quick. Most people do not talk to her. Some people do not even look at her. I think I am the same. I am always busy. I check emails. I join meetings. I look at my phone. I never stop to talk to her. To be honest, I never think about her life. To me, she is just there. One morning, something feels different. I arrive a little earlier than usual. The office is still quiet. There are not many people yet. I walk to the pantry to get coffee. Then I see her. She is sitting in the corner. Her back is facing me. At first I want to leave. I do not want to disturb her. But then I hear something, a soft sound. She is crying. I stop walking. I feel surprised. I stand there for a few seconds. I do not know what to do. I have never seen her like this. She is always quiet. She is always working. But now she looks small. She looks tired. She looks alone. My heart feels strange. I think, why is she crying? What happened? Then another thought comes to my mind. Why do I know nothing about her? I see her every day. But I know nothing about her life. I suddenly feel a little guilty. I always think I am a kind person. But I never talk to her. I never ask, "How are you?" I just walk past her every day, like she is invisible. She wipes her face quickly. She stands up. She picks up her tools again. She turns around. For a second our eyes meet. She gives me a small smile. "Good morning," she says. Her voice is soft. I feel something in my chest. I want to say something more, but I only say, "Good morning." Then she walks away. Slowly, quietly, like always. I stand there with my coffee, but I do not drink it. I keep thinking about her tears, about her smile. I feel something change inside me. A small question stays in my mind. Who is she? Really? I stand there for a moment. My hand feels cold. My coffee is still in my hand. I look at her. She's still sitting in the corner. Her head is down. Her shoulders move a little. I know she is still crying. I take a deep breath. Then I walk to her. Slowly. I feel nervous. I do not know why. Maybe because I never talked to her before. I stop next to her. "Are you okay?" I ask. My voice is not loud, but in the quiet office it sounds very clear. She looks up. Her eyes are red. Her face looks tired. For a second she looks surprised. Maybe she does not expect me. She quickly wipes her face. "I am fine," she says. She tries to smile, but I can see it. She is not fine. I do not leave this time. I sit down next to her. "It's okay," I say. "You don't have to smile." She looks at me again. This time she does not speak. We sit in silence for a few seconds. The office is still quiet. I can hear the air conditioner. I can hear my own heartbeat. After a while she speaks. "I am just a little tired," she says. Her voice is soft. I nod. "Work?" I ask. She shakes her head. "Life," she says. That word stays in the air. Life. I do not know what to say, so I just listen. I work here in the morning, she says. Then I go to another place at night. Every day. Yes, every day. I feel surprised. That sounds very hard, I say. She smiles a little. I am used to it, she says. Then she looks down at her hands. My son is sick, she says. I feel my heart stop for a second. He needs medicine, she continues. It costs a lot. I do not interrupt. I just listen. I want him to get better, she says, so I need to work more. Her voice is calm, but I can feel the pain. She is not crying loudly. She is not complaining. She just says it, quietly, like it is normal. I do not know what to say. My mind is empty. I look at her hands. They are rough. They move slowly on her uniform. I'm sorry, I say. The words feel small. Too small. She shakes her head. It's okay, she says. Then she gives me a small smile. But this time I understand it. It is not a happy smile. It is a strong smile. We sit there for a little longer. No one speaks. But something feels different. Before, she is just the cleaner. Now she is a mother. A tired mother. A strong mother. I look at her and I think, her life is not easy. After that day, I start to notice her more. Before, I only see my work. Now, I see her. Every morning she arrives early, earlier than most people. The office is still quiet. The lights are not all on. But she is already there. She cleans the floor. She wipes the tables. She moves from one desk to another. Slowly, carefully. I watch her sometimes. Not in a strange way, just quietly. I see something I never see before. She never rests, even for a short time. When she finishes one thing, she starts the next thing. No complaints, no long breaks, just work. People walk past her. Some people talk loudly, some people laugh. No one really looks at her. Sometimes someone leaves a mess. Coffee on the table, paper on the floor. She cleans it, again and again. She does not say anything. I feel something uncomfortable in my chest. I start to notice small things. Things I ignore before. One day I see her hands clearly. They are dry. The skin looks rough. There are small cuts. I look at my own hands. They are soft. I feel a little ashamed. Another day I see her coughing. She turns her face away. She covers her mouth. Then she continues working, like nothing happens. At night I stay late in the office. I have too much work. The office becomes quiet again. One by one people leave, lights turn off. Chairs are empty, only a few lights are still on, and she is still there, cleaning. I feel tired, so I stand up and walk to the pantry. I want some water. When I reach the door, I stop. I see her inside. She is sitting alone, on a small chair. Her back is slightly bent. In her hand, there is a small piece of bread. Just bread. Nothing else. No drink, no fruit, no warm food. She eats slowly, very slowly, like she wants it to last longer. I feel something hit my heart, hard. I do not move. I just stand there, watching. Is that your dinner? I ask. My voice is soft, but she still hears me. She looks up. For a second she looks surprised. Then she smiles, a small calm smile. Yes, she says. This is enough. I walk closer. Why don't you eat more? I ask. She looks at the bread. Then she looks at me. I want to save money, she says. For my son. Her voice is simple. No drama. No sadness in her tone. Just a fact. I cannot speak. Not even one word. I look at the bread again. It suddenly looks very small. Too small. I see, I finally say, but I do not really know what I see. She finishes the bread. She stands up. Still work to do, she says. Then she walks past me. Back to her cart. Back to her work, like always. I stand there alone. The pantry feels cold. very cold. That night I go home. I sit on my bed. I look at my phone. But I cannot focus. I think about her, her hands, her cough, her bread. I think about my lunch today. Rice, meat, vegetables, soup. I do not even finish it. I close my eyes, but I still see her, sitting there, eating slowly. I turn in my bed, left, right. I cannot sleep. A question keeps coming back, again and again. Should I do something? The next morning, I wake up early. I sit on my bed for a moment. I think about her again. Her bread, her tired eyes, her quiet voice. I stand up. I go to the kitchen. I open the fridge. There is food inside, rice, eggs, vegetables, normal food. But today it feels different. I start to cook. Slowly. I am not a very good cook, but I try my best. I make a simple meal. Rice, fried eggs, some vegetables. I put the food into a lunchbox. I close it carefully. On the way to work, I hold the bag tightly. I feel a little nervous. I think, what should I say? Will she feel uncomfortable? I am not sure. When I arrive at the office, she is already there. Like always. She is cleaning near the window. Morning light falls on the floor. Everything looks quiet. I walk to her, step by step. My heart beats a little faster. Good morning, I say. She turns and smiles. Good morning, she replies. I hold out the lunchbox. I made too much food, I say. Can you help me eat? She looks at the box. Then she looks at me. She does not take it at first. I'm okay, she says softly. I smile. It will go to waste, I say. That would be a pity. She is quiet for a few seconds. Then she takes it. Thank you, she says. Her voice is very soft. She opens the box. She looks at the food. For a moment she does not move. Then she smiles. This time it is different. It is not quick. It is not small. It is real. You made this, she asks. I nod. Yes, it's simple, I say. It looks very good, she says. She sits down. She starts to eat, not fast, but not as slow as before. I stand there for a moment, then I feel a warm feeling in my chest. It is small, but it is real. That day, something begins to change. At lunchtime, I sit with my co-workers. We talk about many things. Then I say, do you know May works 2 jobs? They look at me. Really? One person asks. I nod. Her son is sick, I say. She needs money for his medicine. The table becomes quiet. No one speaks for a few seconds. I didn't know that, someone says. Me neither, another says. I look at them. We see her every day, I say, but we don't really see her. No one argues, because it is true. The next day something small happens. One co-worker brings extra fruit. He puts it on the table near her. Too much for me, he says. Another person says, good morning, to her, with a smile. The next week, more small things happen. Someone brings an extra sandwich. Someone gives her a warm jacket. Someone helps carry heavy bags. No one makes it a big thing. No one talks loudly about it. But everyone starts to notice her. And she notices too. She starts to smile more. She says thank you more often. Sometimes she talks a little. The office feels different. Before, it is just a place for work. Now it feels warmer, softer, more human. One day she looks at me and says, you changed something. I shake my head. No, I say, we changed something. But inside I know the truth. It started with something very small. A simple question and a simple meal. A few weeks pass. Life goes on. Work is still busy. Meetings are still long. Emails never stop. But something is different now. She is different. May still comes early. She still works hard. But now she smiles more. Not the quick smile from before, not the careful smile. Now her smile stays a little longer. Sometimes she talks. Good morning. How are you today? Did you eat? Simple words, but they feel warm. One morning I see something new. She is laughing, softly, with another coworker. I stop for a second. I just watch. Before, she is always quiet. Now she feels alive. Later that day, she walks to me. She stands near my desk. Do you have a minute? She asks. I nod. Of course. She holds something in her hands, a small bag. She gives it to me. What is this? I ask. Just something small, she says. I open the bag. Inside there are a few homemade snacks. Simple, neat, carefully made. You made this? I ask. She nods. Yes, she says. For you. I feel something in my chest again. Warm, quiet, deep. You don't have to, I start to say. She shakes her head. I want to, she says. Then she looks at me. Her eyes are gentle. My son is getting better, she says. I freeze for a second. Really? I ask. She nods. Yes, he is stronger now. I smile. A real smile. That's great, I say. I'm very happy for you. Thank you, she says. But this thank you feels different. It is not just polite. It carries something more. Gratitude, relief, hope. She bows her head a little. Then she turns and walks away. Back to her work. I sit there, quietly. I look at the snacks in my hand. They are simple, but they feel very special. I think about everything. The first day, the corner, her tears, then the conversation, her story, that small piece of bread. And then, a lunchbox, a few words, a small action, that is all. Nothing big, nothing grand. But somehow, everything changed. I lean back in my chair, and I think we often look at big things, big success, big money, big moments, but we forget small things. A question, a smile, a simple act of kindness. They look small, but they are not small. They can change a day. They can change a person. Sometimes, they can even change a life. I look across the office. I see her again. She is cleaning near the window. Sunlight falls on her face. She looks up. She sees me. And she smiles. This time I smile back. And I know one thing for sure. I will never forget her. And I will never forget that smile. Sometimes the smallest kindness creates the biggest change.